is the North End. This is the North End.
Hi there, this is Luke from the North End Podcast. Welcome to another episode of The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly Aston Villa edition. I'm doing this from a hopefully not too noisy LaGuardia. Is that where I am? On the way back from Colombia. I'm not wanted by the police, to the best of my knowledge. I'm just heading back to beautiful, but often cold, Canada. JP California is getting married next week, so we're going to give him a break. I'm going to step in and actually do some work for once. So JP, enjoy this little gift from me to you, and we'll see you next week for your wedding. All right, the good, the bad, and the ugly. Let's get straight into it. Let's start with the good. I'm going to say it: rotation and depth. We are a team that have suffered pretty heavily, as many other teams have, with injuries in the last couple of weeks, the last couple of months. This international break just passed. We also lost the Polish Cafu, also known as Matty Cash, for apparently 3 weeks. So a bit of a nightmare. So again, Unai is having to mix up the team, but we're quite attacking in the game against our local rivals, Wolverhampton Wanderers today, also known as Whoosh by Paul. I gotta say it worked. It went really well. Good team. There's a couple of people now that are calling for maybe some more rigorous starting changes. I know there's a lot of contentious competition and conversation around the whole Digne and Marino position for that left back space, or left wing back space, I should say. However, I personally still agree. I think Marino offers a lot of initial speed, venom, momentum, and I think it is nice to see Digne coming in at that kind of 55, 60, 65 minute mark. Really works for us, and I think we should keep with it. The reason I'm saying rotation as well is because players were called upon today when they may not have thought they were going to. For example, John Duran came on, was strong, still not the most, dominant in his finishing, and maybe it needs to be a little bit more aggressive with his runs, but very strong holding up the ball. Came on, Watkins picking up an injury, fingers crossed, again just something small, muscular, because we cannot be affording to lose a player of his quality before Man City during the midweek. So hopefully precautionary. But you look at the players that came on, and look at the performances they put in. Rogers getting his first start for Villa today. Really strong performance. No goal, but it's coming. And I think he looks like a really good player. We knew that. We knew his ability, what he was doing, obviously, in the Championship. But it's great to see him with us now. So I think we're going to see some great depth. The player I'm going to give a specific shout out to, though, is Zaniolo. A lot of criticism on Zaniolo since he signed for us. It's hard to say whether he's going to be a player that we're going to take on permanently. At this moment, hands up, I agree. I don't think he's done enough as of yet. But I do like him. He comes on. He has got fire in his belly. He beats the crap out of everyone around him. He's a big lad, and he doesn't mind throwing himself around. He's good in the air. He scored a bullet of a header a handful of weeks ago to help us out. And he really worked hard today. Like, numerous passages of play went through Zaniolo, and again, his feistiness is the reason that we scored that second goal. So, really, I think a great shout and a great performance by him. So yes, great thing to see. That is our good. Our bad, it's got to be that injury thing. Um, we're running into issue after issue after issue. Obviously, McGinn getting himself suspended for 3 weeks. That didn't help when you've got a lot of injuries popping up. But Ollie Watkins going down, little concerned. Every Villa fan takes that big sigh, that big inhale and praise, because Man City, even a weakened Man City, obviously confirmed that John Stones and of course Carl Walker are going to be out for that game in the midweek. But it doesn't matter; they're still Man City. They still have depth on depth on depth. It's incredible, and all with just £1 billion spent. Really, it's a thing of beauty. Really, well done. But not to make this a Man City issue. Villa are having issues, and we are having a lot of problems with these injuries. We lost a lot of great players. Start the season, 2 players within a week to an ACL, and we had a lot of these little niggles McGinn, we've had Louise out, we've had Watkins out, and so just when we think we're turning a corner, bang, and so obviously to lose Matty Cash and now also to lose McGinn in the game, that could be damaging. Now, fingers crossed, the longevity of this won't be too bad. Hopefully, it was a precautionary measure. I haven't seen anything that would suggest, as of right now, that it's a major injury concern, unless I've missed it, which I could have. I was traveling, I was on a flight, so I haven't seen all the post-match analysis. But from what I can see on Twitter and stuff, I can't see anything major. So fingers crossed. But that is hurting us. Tottenham breathing down our necks as well. Yeah, that doesn't help. And United almost, pulling that 3 points out, but good old United throwing it away again. Great to see. However, leads us on to our ugly, and our ugly is going to be Tottenham Hotspur, because honestly, I am so sick of seeing this team nipping at our ankles, chasing us all the way because they're a good team. There's no denying that, and just snaking these late victories. The amount of games that Tottenham have won, taking on board from about the 82nd to the 95th, 96th minute, is beyond belief. This week was no exception, going from 1-0 down to 2-1 win. Again, versatility, working hard, give it to them, and Son, what a leader he is. But at the same time, I am kind of exhausted by the process. And, just when we think we're going to see a little bit more of a gap forming, they pull it out. And yeah, Villa are going to be we're going to be chased all the way. And obviously with City midweek, it's going to put an interesting dent in that top four chase. But as of right now, 3 points ahead, goal difference on our side, still looking good. So, Villa fans, I gotta ask you, what do you make of the performance today? What do you make of our chances? A couple of weeks ago, we weren't feeling too confident. Even I was saying, no, there's no chance. I think we're just hammered by bad luck, and it's not going our way. However, this team is playing with a confidence that can't remember seeing a Villa team play with more than once in my entire life, and I'm going to be 35 soon. So it really is a great time to be a Villa fan. Unai has got all the players just really enjoying the game. Esri with a goal, his first goal since 2021 for Villa, which is absolutely hilarious. Mistaken goal, if you haven't seen it, sorry for the spoiler. But even John Duran trying to claim it is quite funny. But I think he was ultimately saying, "Hey, that was your goal." And there's camaraderie there, and there's team kinship, and people getting on really well. So personally, I'm excited. I think this is a great look for Villa, regardless of top four. This is a wonderful season, and it's building some great foundations for the future. And keeping Unai is going to be essential to that. Now, we'll see which of the players who've come in on loans or come in on purchases. Obviously, Lingard, Zaniolo being the one that I'm still not sure on. He's going to have to really turn a corner and really solidify some more performance. But if he plays like he did today, who could blame us for having him in as a nice kind of rotational player because he looks great. So that's it. That is the good, the bad, and the ugly from me, Luke Connolly, on behalf of JP California, who will be Mrs. JP California as of next week. So very exciting times. Make sure you send all your comments down below to JP California. You can abuse me, but leave JP out of it today. He's a good guy. Ladies and gentlemen, thanks for joining us, boys and girls, and everyone in between. This is the North End Podcast. Make sure you like, subscribe, and if you want to come on, join us, you know what? We'd love to have you. Come and send us some ideas of what you want to talk about. Let's get a pod set up. Let's talk, because we are here for the fans, by the fans, in the North End. God bless. See you soon.
This is the North End.